Hey, so this is titled, let's call this every fifth row? No, every row five times. Let's call it that. Every row five times. So this not Tim's, times. So this question actually comes from a customer of Better Sheets, Taylor. I answered his question, and he said this actually answered his question. And funny enough, I don't even know exactly his use case for the question, so I've made up my own use case. What the question was he has a column of information of some amount of data, and he wants to get the first row five times. He wants another sheet to have the first row five times, second row five times. Every one of these items that he has in a row, he wants on another sheet five times. And so this is what he wants essentially. Five of those, the first name five times, the second name five times, the third name five times. And in my case, I've made up this use case where you want to create like a really nice you have say 5 or 10. You can change the number to whatever you want. Maybe you have 5 items that you want to share based on one thing, and you want to give it a little header, and you have this like merge cell here. And if you have a sheet of, let's call this actually names. And if you have, let me duplicate this and show you what this looks like. If we delete all of this, typically you might want to say something like sheet names A1. And then okay, in the second one you want equals sheet, or no, sorry, names A2, right? And if you copy and paste this, notice, let's see, where's Afton Hubs? Let's go here. Let's find Afton. Afton is number 7. So what happened is that Google Sheets will automatically help you go to the next row. If I had done it this way, right? If I had A1 here, let me do this. If I had it here, we'll delete that one. We'll get rid of that. So if we had it here, we go down the list, right? This is exactly the right order from here. But because there it is, LV is the last one there, LV is the last one there. But because we are skipping 5 rows essentially, Google Sheets isn't helping us now. It's skipping 5 people. So we need to figure out, how do we change that? How do we only increment 1 every 5 rows? And this solution will help you do any number. Increment 1 every 10 rows, increment 5 every 7 rows. Whatever your 2 numbers are, once you know the solution, you'll be able to flip those numbers around. And so let's do it here first. I'll show you how to do this first, and then you'll see how to do it as well here. Similar. Actually, no, these are 2 completely separate solutions. So you'll find out 2 solutions to this problem. Okay, so again, we want to get these names 5 times. Well, what I do in this case is I use row. And what this does is every row increments once. It is literally, all it's doing is giving you the row number that it's on, which sounds stupid, right? Like, why do we need to know that? It says it right here. Well, it automatically increments 1, but we don't want to increment 1, we want to increment 5. And so we have to use a little bit of algebra here. So we do divide by 5, and you might notice this already. We have 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1, and then down here we have 2, then we have here 3. We're close, right? We need to really round up. Okay, so if we just add here, round up formula. Now we took 0.2, we rounded it up to 1. We took 0.4, we rounded up to 1. 0.6, we rounded up to 1. 0.8, we rounded up to 1. So now we have 1 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1 5 times. Next one, we are going to take round up as well, and we're going to just keep going. And now we have the row number, but we have the row number just incrementing once every 5 rows. Again, you can change this to whatever you want. If you want it every 10 rows, And let's do it that way. Now we have 1 10 times, 2 10 times. I use this all the time when I'm doing business models, when I'm trying to like figure out some Fibonacci sequences. If I want to like show some exponential like random numbers in there, I will do like there's so many fun use cases for using row to increment once. You can do rand as well. Oh, this is like really funny. You can do rand times 1000 divided by, and then, yeah, this. And then you can do that times the row to get even more random. You can do a lot of really cool stuff here. If you want to do like if you want to have like 10 numbers that are between 1 and 10 random numbers that are between 2 and 10, there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with this, and some fun arithmetic, right? You can do 100 so that you have increment 1 all the way down to, so we only get 10, 1 through 10 for 1,000 rows. Really, really cool stuff. But we're not done yet, right? We have a number, great. And we are incrementing it 1 every 5 rows. Cool. Now what do we do? Well, one thing is we are going to have to combine this with the sheet that it's on. So we'll do equals concatenate, and we're going to equal, actually this is names, exclamation point, and then B1. And now we have names, 1. Oh, actually we need to have the column, names A. Great, now we have where we're going to go, right? So then we use indirect, and we put that in parentheses, and now we get the name. And so we don't even need this, actually. We can put everything in one column, because we just really want the information. We don't want to have multiple. And this is what we get. So we have here indirect, then we have concatenate names, exclamation point A, which is the column that you want. Round up, row divided by 5. And that gets us the answer. And again, you can do 10 divided by 10, divided by 7, and now it'll be every 7 rows. You get the same idea. Oops. It's every 7 rows. And you get the idea. Every 7 rows now is Marcelo, then Petra, then Karen. Here it's 5 rows. But here's a really cool function or use case, right? If we have these headers, and this, I think, will help you there as well. If you had, okay, that's fine. And again, now we need to change this to divide by 5. Oh, that is fine. Okay, Petra. Nope, that's not fine. Okay, well, here is the other answer to this question. So we want, here's another way you can do this. And in this case, I have these 5 of these rows are merged together. And in this case, I'm using index. Okay, so what index does is it literally says, let's do index reference, let's just do A, and we're literally numbering the row and numbering the column. If we do A to C and we go 1, 1, we're saying in this area, A to C, A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, give me the first row and the first column, which is going to be right here. Okay? So whatever we put here, hello, is going to go here. And then if we want the second column, it's Marcelo Clump. If we want the, if we want the 5th row of the second column, it'll be there. Oh, we probably don't have it. If we want the 5th row of the third row of the first column, it's going to be hello there, right? So this gives us a really interesting way, like another different way to find out where we're going to go to get these names, right? To take these names and apply them to these essentially header rows, and maybe you have some different data that you want to apply to each person, or similar data, but you need 5 pieces of data, right, for each person or category or whatever you're using for. And what I did here is I did the exact same thing. I actually will do this. We'll merge this again, and then paste down the whole way. And so we can do that again. We can say equals row, and then divided by 5. Sorry. And we're going to round it up, round up. And so we see 1, and then here, whoops, we have 2, then 3, then 4, right? So now, even though those cells are merged, if we had not done this, right, we would have had, so we would have had 1, then 6, then 11, then 16. We don't want that. We want 1, then 2, then 3. So let's go back. Let's do that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. But how do we get the names? Well, we use index, right? We saw it here. And we just replace this with row. We go index, and we go names, exclamation point A to A colon A, comma, which row? We want that one. And now we have the names. And we have Marcelo, Petra, Karen, Sarah, Karen, Marcelo, Petra, Karen, or Sarah. I don't think that's Sarah. And that's 2 answers to getting the same row, every row 5 times. Hopefully this was really helpful for you and interesting. It helped Taylor with his use case, whatever his use case was. Enjoy this solution of getting every row 5 times. Bye.